Hi everyone, welcome back. Today I'm going to be creating 3 looks using the new Danessa Myricks Lightwork VII Freedom palette. This one is absolutely stunning and it's the first one of these with the addition of mattes. So besides the 3 looks, I'll also be doing a bunch of arm swatches and comparisons to the 6th palette here. It's built the same way as last year's palette. So it's 3 mini palettes in one, so you can take each individual palette out. You can also rearrange the shadows as well if you'd like, and you can stack the mini palettes together. They all magnetize, and then you can use, hold on, wish I had a third arm, and then you can take this little guy out, which has a mirror on the other side. I didn't take the little film off yet. I guess I'll do that now. And then you can use that as the lid to condense it if you're traveling or if you're a working makeup artist. And there is a little sleeve, no idea where I put it, but there's a little sleeve so you can protect it even further. I love how customizable these are. You can really make it your own, which is super cool. I think I'm just gonna leave it like this though, honestly, because it's laid out perfectly. I love how you get like a warm palette, neutral, and a cool all in one. I'll show you arm swatches of both palettes. When I was swatching this most recent one, I was like, holy crap. I was swatching them away from the light, and on my arm, it looked like a complete different palette. I'll show you what it looks like with some little iPhone footage. It's wild. I was able to capture the shifts pretty well. When I first looked at this, I was like, oh, it kind of reminds me of last year's, until I put them side by side. Last year's was far more rainbow vibes. This one's a lot more neutral. I mean, there's a lot of crazy pops in there too, but they're still a little bit more subdued. But now I'm gonna gear up and get started on this first eye look. I'm going to preface this video, I don't care if I get fallout. A lot of the techniques I'm going to be using today are going to result in fallout. So I'm going to start with a blue-based look. I'm first taking this Rephr 13 Max with this light taupey shade, and I'm going to kind of trace out this look a little bit. So I'm depositing the most amount of pigment right near my brow. I'm basically tickling the bottom of my brow here, and then I'm going to go outwards, kind of following the angle of my brow. Then I'm going to take this other taupey mauvey shade on that same brush, and I'm just going to exaggerate the depth right near my brow, and then when I have a little less pigment, I'll drag it outwards. I'm taking the gorgeous blue, and this is very creamy, so I'm just going to take a touch at a time, and I'm going to create a funky little angle here. This is a Smith 205. I'm going to start on my outer corner, and I'm going to go until I meet tail end of that shadow. Then I'll flip my brush, and I'll drag that pigment into my crease. I basically get right here. That is insanely creamy that I can make it look like an eyeliner that easily. Wow. Okay, now I'm going to thicken things up here. Now I'm going back to that outer corner right here, and I'm going to drag the pigment down to create a wing. Now, if I was planning on like going out and about and not doing 3 looks today, I'd for sure do eyes first, then the base. Now I'm going to take this other flat brush from Glisten. I'm going to start blending things out. That was kind of just to trace the general look out. This is blending out basically like a cream eyeshadow, but it's so interesting. I haven't really had to pick up new product and just blending out what I laid down. That's crazy. Now with that same brush, I'm taking that mauvey matte shade, and I'm just going to blend on the outer edge. I'll take some more of that mauvey matte shade on a bigger fluffy brush to help blend. Now I'm going to take some of the black eyeshadow on this Glisten brush, and I'm going to really deepen up the outer corner here. Now I'd like to incorporate some of this silver. I'm taking a different angled brush and whoa, going speechless. Sorry, I lost all words. That's so pretty and sparkly. I'm going to fade it with some more of that blue. And then on my fingertip, I'm taking this gorgeous, translucent, very vibrant blue. Oh, this is my weakness. And I'll put it down the center with my finger first. I should have maybe waited for that silver moment, but that's okay. Why am I applying that with my non-dominant hand? I'm too excited, I think. Okay, so I'm going to scatter that up into my brow a little bit too, because I think it looks really cool up on that blue too. Wow, that is crazy. Crazy gorgeous. I love a little sweeping moment. As we know, I'm taking this yellowy, pinky shifting color. I think you'll see it as pink in this video, but when I'm looking at it from my perspective, it's yellowy green. And I'll put this in my inner corner upwards. Maybe some of the pink on the brow. Oh yeah, oh yes. That's cool. And I'm just going to awaken the blue again right here because I kind of like the separation between the pink being from here and skipping over to here. I think that looks really, really cool. I'll try to shift my camera's lighting so you can kind of see what it looks like in low. Let's see if I can do that. Dang it, why did I have to start with this one now? I don't want to wash it off. And here is the first eye look all done. I love the pink and blue. Oh my god, is it ever fun? I did throw on a little lip combo. I have the Hung Van Gogh lip liner in Fill It In and the Haus Labs gloss in Macaron. I can't stop shifting my head side to side, looking at all of these shimmers dance. It's very hypnotizing. This teal is a showstopper. It's unreal. With all things considered, like the amount I was blending these shimmers, I didn't get that much fallout. I am full of glitter, yes, but I was expecting a lot more. I think I'm going to go wash my entire face though. I think that's the way I'll be able to take off all looks very gently. But anyways, last looks at look number 1. Love it. Sad to see it go down the drain though. So now let's get on to look number 2. I'm going to start with the same 2 matte shades for this one. I'm going to be using the purples. So I'm taking that light one and I'm going to put this more generously through my crease. Then I'll take the other matte mauvey shade and I'm going to deepen it up right on the outer corner here first. And then I'm going to take a more concentrated amount of that color and I'm going to pat it on my outer corner. Just trying to do a more soft setup here. Maybe I should have left my moisturizer and stuff to dry a little bit more. It's kind of crisping up here. That's okay. It'll be okay. Then I'll take that shade down here as well. Switching to a black shadow. This is a Rephr 03, by the way. Again, I want that drama here. This is possibly the darkest, most intense black shadow I've used, yet it's so easy to work with. Like, I don't feel intimidated by it as I do with a lot of other pure black eyeshadows. When I was swatching the mattes, they feel unusually soft for a matte eyeshadow. I thought I felt it all, but they feel extra silky. Just taking that taupe shade just to layer over this. Soft and smoke it out more. Okay, I think I'm almost ready for the explosion of purple. So one of them is a more like flaky foil type and the other is like a really wet metallic. I really like this one, the more pinky based purple, but then when it doesn't hit the light, it's like completely green. Can you see that a little bit? So cool. Oh, there we go. There we go. See that? Ow, arm cramp. Ew, I've never felt like that before. Why do I keep going in with my non-dominant hand into these shimmers? I'm feeling so silly. Okay, I'm going in with that more pinkier based one. Looks really, that looks, you know what this is? Those little chocolate eggs around Easter time with the foil around it. That's what that looks like on my fingertip. I'm going to try some on a brush. This is a 02 Mini from Rephr, just to get into the inner corner here. I'm also going to take that brush I used for the crease and such, just to kind of soften that. That applies well with the brush too. Woo, cool. It's such a vibrant green when it shifts. I'm just dampening the brush with a little bit of Fix Plus, just so I can apply some really nicely down here. This feels very like the Evil Queen from Snow White to me. I feel like she would use this color. I'm gonna do the pink I used on the inner corner and brow bone from the last look. I wanna see what that does. I feel like that will brighten things. I just redid my base. I felt like I couldn't tell what things were looking like, but now that everything's together, it looks so good. I really like this purple. You guys know I'm not a huge purple person, but this one's really fun. I think it's because it turns into my favorite color, which is green, and it's just so fun to see it shift like that. I'll turn down my camera lighting again. And that is look number 2. Going to reset and we'll get on to number 3. Now for the last look, I obviously needed to give this green its moment. I'm starting with a little bit of a liner with this one. I'm taking my Hung Van Gogh Tie It Together gel liner and I put that in my waterline. I'm putting a little bit on my outer corner here, just like that. And I'm going to blend that out. Now I'm going to take the warm matte shadow from the palette and I'm layering this over what I just laid down and extending it a little bit as well, while still keeping it kind of more smudgy. I also took that on the inner corner a little bit, just a touch of this. Then with a fluffy brush, I took that warm shade again and I really made sure to wipe a lot of it on my palm. I didn't want it to be so intense, but I put that in my crease. But because that's intense, I did take some of my Charlotte Tilbury powder and I layered it over to kind of dull it out, soften it out, and make it look more smooth. And then with my finger, I went in with this one. Ooh, and she's gorgeous. This looks like a rainforest. Overall, it looks like a gorgeous olive green, but there's some brown and like a bunch of different glitters in here, and it's striking to look at. But of course, I needed to put that everywhere. I think this is my favorite shade from the palette. It's the prettiest olive green. And I took some on a fluffy brush, tapping it a little bit, and then I blended it upwards just so I could sparse the glitter out. You can see all the different shimmer, gold and copper and like a super, super bright lime green. Oh, it's striking. And I had to mimic that on the lower lash line. I just needed to be doused in this color. Oh my gosh. And the final thing I added was this gorgeous color right here in my inner corner. It's like a nice orange, but it also shifts to green. I'm putting that on my brow bone too. I just threw on some brown mascara. This is the one from Makeup by Mario. I just thought that I needed to stay with like this rainforest-esque color story. But man, oh man, I think this one's my personal favorite for the day. Oh yeah, I'll show you it in lower light now. Actually, the first look was my favorite for it being more like artsy and fun to look at. But this one I would actually wear on a night out or something for sure. Like I need a martini in hand with this. Where is she? I'm so happy I filmed today's video because it just solidified my love even further for this palette. Can't wait to use this even more. I think this is a fun one because you can get super creative or you can get like super neutral for every day. So I think it's just one of the more versatile or usable versions of one of these. But I'm so curious to know your thoughts, like which look was your favorite from the day. And these aren't the last looks for me and this palette. I'll be featuring this again very shortly. That's all from me. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, make sure to give it a thumbs up. I'll have everything I talked about listed and linked in the description box down below, so feel free to check that out, and I'll see you in my next upload. Bye!